Welcome to the JN Foundation, where you innovate, where you inspire, where you impact. Welcome to the foundation that leads with action. This is Onika Barrett Scott, the foundation's general manager. Welcome her as she tells us who we are as a foundation.
So, who are we? Well, we are the leading corporate foundation in Jamaica and were founded in 1990. But our roots really go back to the formation of Jamaica National in 1874 as the Westmoreland Building Society. Did you know that the Westmoreland Building Society was started by Reverend Henry Clark, who wanted to help regular Jamaicans get access to credit so that they could buy their own homes? Up until this time, the landless class could not just walk into a British bank and get a mortgage. So Reverend Clark decided that if regular Jamaicans pooled their resources together, then they could access enough funds to buy their land. Et voila, the Mutual Building Society movement is formed. So you see, JN Foundation is not nearly 30 years old. JN Foundation is over 140. We just waited until 1990 to get our formal papers. So, how are we governed?
We are governed by a board of directors, and our chairman is Paris Louaye, a tireless advocate for the betterment of Jamaica and her people. Our general manager is Onika Barrett Scott, who has worked in the development sector for more than a decade and who is a fierce defender of humanity and inclusion. And our team is awesome. It is made up of top NGO professionals, great change makers, leading trailblazers, and an army of volunteers who are determined to drive Jamaica forward. And we are an approved charity registered under the Charities Act of 2013. So what do we believe? Well, at JN Foundation, our vision is that Jamaicans, wherever they may be, are able to achieve their fullest potential. That's right, their fullest. We want you and your community to be the best you can be. And what about our mission? We seek to strengthen the capacity of communities through strategic alliances and efficient programming which can equip Jamaicans to empower themselves and enrich their lives. Here are our guiding principles. 1. We are part of the solution, and so is every Jamaican. 2. Community and stakeholder empowerment is central to the sustained transformation of Jamaica. 3. Working with integrity and fostering trust are how we develop and maintain relationships with each other. 4. Innovation is a must. So what do we do, Onika?
At the foundation, our call to action is to innovate, to inspire, to impact. And we make that call to Jamaicans here at home, in the diaspora and beyond, so that one day we will all be able to experience the stability and prosperity we commonly associate with first world countries, and so that Jamaica becomes a place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. We have had the awesome pleasure of working with some of the most significant partners in the non-profit, government, and private sectors. And through these impactful collaborations, we are keeping people at the center of our efforts and therefore creating programs that encourage volunteerism, economic growth within communities, and personal advancement. With this in mind, our long-term objectives are: 1. To increase employment readiness and self-sufficiency through skills and personal development. 2. To improve the educational achievement of students. 3. To enhance the health and safety of all Jamaicans. 4. To strengthen social connectedness in order to support social empowerment. 5. To enhance environmental sustainability so that we can protect this amazing island we live in and world that we belong to. Here's what we've been up to.
When you are driven by a desire to change the world around you for the better, you look for inspiration in the most unlikely places. These are the stories of inspiration, led by people who are changing the world around them. This is My JN, a place where ordinary Jamaicans are innovating and inspiring others to do great things. Where change makers are creating solutions to many of our nation's greatest challenges. Where Shahid Co is building a world where there is no waste and bringing along those at the margins of society to help make it happen. Where Hugh Shim is determined to preserve our coastline so that generations to come can benefit from a healthy ecosystem full of diversity, where life below water is as vibrant as life above it. A world where inclusion is a space where everybody, regardless of ability or capacity, has a place to contribute, to dream and to thrive. Where every Jamaican gets enough respect. Where in a world built for the hearing, Fabian and Carlisle are on a mission to let everyone know that deaf can, to create and share the message of inclusion so that the world can experience and benefit from the talent they all possess. Where Bridget is determined to find ways that make life easier for people who are differently abled so that they may live and work in communities built for them, not around them. Where every day, right across the nation, the most vulnerable Jamaicans are specially cared for by Darcy and her team, who believe that their greatest purpose is to share joy and provide love for our most special of children. Where the skill of fine hand binding, preserving historical and other treasured documents is led by a cadre of deaf men who are able and determined, who seek to serve the deaf community and join the workforce. Where living stories of change are led by those willing to reset the narrative so that the past informs the future instead of predicts it, and where school leaders are changing the outcomes of the students in their care by first being the change they wish to see. Where communities are quietly leading a social movement across Jamaica, 10 years and counting. Where the Source in Augusttown has become a symbol of community and hope, and the Source in Marvelly remains a beacon for youth engagement. Where the Source in Treasure Beach supports the growth of community tourism, and where the Otrius Source continues to work closely with entrepreneurs and small businesses so that they may drive local growth and development. Where the Super Source in Savannah Lamar in Westmoreland continues to be driven by the Wise Minettes, a group of retired women who have dedicated their golden years to serving the needs of their communities, where people are at the heart of every community. Where you can retrace the steps of Kojo, or in a cave in Jamaica, relive the memories of national heroine Nanny of the Maroons. Where you could book a tour with a Bunkers Hill experience and go back in time today. Where you can be transported to Jamaica hundreds of years ago, where everyone can learn about life in every parish, then and now. Where your days are spent listening to the stories of our very own centenarians, like Aunt V, the world's oldest person. where heroes walk amongst us and through the power of partnership bring together the star power of our modern-day hero, Usain Bolt, and the benevolence of our members for a whole lot of good, where the beneficiaries are young people caught in the battle of life, fighting for survival and the chance of a better life. These are some of the stories of inspiration that we have been a part of. These are some of Jamaica's greatest change makers. They are innovating, they are inspiring, and they are impacting. This is my JN. This is my Jamaica, and it is awesome.
Let's hear how you can get involved.
You can volunteer with the JN Foundation. Just email jnaction@jngroup.com. Visit our website for tips on how you can get involved. And finally, help us inspire others to be change makers in their community. So how can you find us? Find us at jnfoundation.com. How can you talk to us? Tweet us at JN Foundation. How can you share with us? Find us on Facebook at JN Foundation. And how can you inspire us? Keep an eye on us on Instagram at JN Foundation. And if you ever want to send us a shout out, remember to shout out at JN Foundation or hashtag JN Foundation.
So, whether you are ready to innovate or inspire or impact, your JN Foundation is ready for you. Welcome to the JN family.